A man that smells good, y'all, I don't know a woman that doesn't find that attractive. Okay, so your smell game, your cologne game being right, absolutely. Number one, smell. Number two, I think that is extremely attractive. Is a man with natural leadership qualities. When I talk to a man and he has like a certain energy, and I'm like, ooh, he's a leader. Like that does something for me. That's extremely irresistible and very appealing to women. I don't know a woman that doesn't like a man who's a leader, and he doesn't have to tell you he's a leader. You feel the energy of leadership. Okay. So that's number two. Number three is somebody who's a good conversationalist, a man that listens. Okay. There's a lot of men that want to go on dates that they want to tell you about all their accomplishments and everything that they're doing. No, not the right move. Allowing a woman to talk and express herself and share her perspective and being actually interested in what she's saying is very appealing to women.
Okay. All right. All right. She got some good points. However, we must understand that even though these are decent general tips, we have to understand that this is for when a woman is already attracted to the man. If the woman is not attracted to the man, none of this matters. Okay, because if she's not attracted to him, she might think his cologne smells good, but if she's not really attracted to him, it doesn't matter. You get what I'm saying? He might have great leadership skills. If she's not attracted to him, it doesn't matter. He might validate her and listen to her, but if she's not attracted to him, it doesn't matter. Because if you have great qualities, but she's not attracted to you, that's you setting yourself up for the friend zone. You understand? When these women give tips about their perfect man, remember, they're talking about a man that they are attracted to. Don't just think that as long as you check all the boxes that the chick is automatically going to get with you. Okay. So we have to be realistic about these things. Right. But what I'll do is I'll get into each one of her points and I'll break it down. So she talks about a man smelling good. Okay. Now understand that you can't smell me, but before I did this video, I took a shower and I put on cologne, right? Because you have to understand that the way you smell to yourself affects your mood. It affects the way you come off. It affects the way you show up in a situation. So you want to always be hygienically clean. You want to smell good. You want to have good cologne game. You want to be healthy. A lot of people don't realize that your health also affects your body odor. So you want to be healthy, right? Which leads me to diet, right? You want to eat clean food. You want to eat good food. You want to stay away from too much alcohol and fast food and things that make you smell weird, right? You want to stay away from too much like onions and garlic and certain other things that might have a certain chemical reaction to your body that creates an odor, okay? Like, for example, I know that when I eat halal Indian Pakistani food, from the food truck, when I eat that type of stuff, my perspiration smells different than when I eat, regular food. You get what I'm saying? So you got to understand these things about your body odor and also the things that you like to do. So, for example, if you smoke cigars, right, that might affect the way that you smell, right? Because the smell will get into your clothes. So these are all things that you have to be aware of. Or if you hang out at a certain place, like, for example, if you hang out at certain places where people smoke cigarettes, that stuff might get into your clothes and make you smell a certain way. So you have to be sure of how you smell, and you have to take these things into consideration. All right. Now, leadership. When it comes to leadership, you got to have a strong masculine identity. You have to embrace who you are as a man, and you have to be confident and trust in yourself, because a woman will follow a man's lead, but the man has to lead. So if you want a woman to follow your lead, you have to trust that your leadership is the right leadership. You have to trust that the ideas that you have to instruct her and influence her to do things is actually the best thing. So what do I mean? You meet a woman and you set up the date, right? When you give her the instructions and you give her the details about the date, you know that the venue is a nice, classy venue. You know that it's in a safe neighborhood. You know that they serve quality drinks. Like if you're meeting for drinks, right? You know that that place serves quality drinks, or whatever it is you're going to do. You know that it's quality. You know that it's safe. You've been there before, so you know the people there. You trust in the management and certain other things, right? You have to understand that your leadership, you have to trust in your leadership first in order for the woman to trust in your leadership. So that means when she shows up at the venue that you instructed her to meet you at, she sees that you know the manager, you know the bouncer, you know the bartender, right? You know the people that work there, and they have a mutual respect and trust for you, right? And so when you ask them for this or that, or you say, hey, I need a chair, or I need a table over there, they hop right to it. So she sees an example of your leadership, right? And then another example of this is like you sit down and you're ready to order drinks. And then you say to her, before you order a drink, I'd like to suggest something for you that I think you will like. And then you tell the bartender or you tell the waitress or whatever, she'll have this and I'll have that. So you order for the both of you. Right. And again, you clear it with her and you say, hey, I want to suggest something for you that I think you'll enjoy. And so she starts to see that you are a leader, right? And you, again, like she said, you don't have to tell her, hey, I'm a leader. No, you have to lead by action. You have to let her know these things by action, right? So you're in an environment where you have a certain level of authority because you're familiar, right? And you respectfully and politely suggest things for her. And so you're building that level of influence through your leadership. You also know exactly where you want to sit, and you have her sit in a certain place where you guys are close together so she can smell your cologne, so she can feel the vibration and the baritone in your voice and certain other things like that, right? You have everything set up. You look like a man who has a plan. Everything from the instructions and the details of the date to the way you behave during the date. There's nothing more unattractive to a woman than a man who's unsure, than a man who doesn't know, than a man who is indecisive. Okay, so it's all of these things that are going to let her know that you are a good leader and that you have the ability to lead. And then from there, that will begin to build her trust in you as a good leader. And the last thing she spoke about was being able to listen, right? And here's the thing with this. I'd also go further and describe it as you need to know how to validate a woman, right? We have to remember that women are emotional. They can be insecure and they can be unsure, especially when they are in the presence of a new man or a new person that they're trying to get to know. Okay. So what do I mean when I say to know how to validate a woman? What I mean is not to kiss her ass, not to ask her what she wants to do, but you have to know how to listen. You have to know how to pay attention to her social behaviors, right? So when you listen to her talk about different things in her life, you begin to notice the things that are more important to her. So, for example, if she starts talking about work and she starts talking about how interesting her job is and how much she loves it and so on and so forth, if you're paying attention, you realize that her job is very important to her. So now if you're listening, you can use that as a way to help to gauge and to influence her emotional content. Right. So you know that when you talk about her job or you talk about her industry, let's just say she talks about being a doctor. Right. So then you start saying nice things about doctors. You start saying nice things about the medical profession. Maybe you could explain a good experience that you've had with a doctor in her field or in her industry and so on and so forth. Right. Why? Because you're listening. So you know how to validate her, not just, oh, my God, you're so cute and you look pretty tonight and just regular compliments. Compliments and validation is two different things. You understand? Real validation is understanding what's important to someone and being able to celebrate it to a certain extent, to let them know that to some extent, what's important to them is important to you. That's real validation. Okay. So you have to be able to celebrate her a little. Okay. Now you don't want to go overboard because, like I said, in this type of situation, more than likely, you're just getting to know the person. So you don't want to go overboard. You don't want to throw a parade for doctors if she says she's a doctor. Okay. You don't want to do too much. But what I'm saying is you need to listen to her speak. Let her speak. Let her give you the information you need to let her know how you can be a great leader to her, how you can be a good man to her, how you can be a good source of confidence for her. That's really what she's looking for when it comes to real validation, not just bullshit compliments, right? You want to be able to validate a woman by showing her that you can listen and you are socially aware to detect the things that she is excited about, the things that she's passionate about, the things that are important to her. And then you can help her to celebrate those things. And that's how you can build a certain relatability between you and her based on the things that's important to her. And then from there, you're still leading the situation and you're influencing her in this respect. And you're also building trust and you're also building a certain level of ease so she can actually be who she is in front of you and be authentic in front of you. And so at that point, you build her confidence, right? Because true validation is about building someone's confidence so you can influence them as the leader. Okay. So just like she said, these things are very appealing, but at the same time, guys, we have to realize that this is only truly effective when the woman already has a certain level of attraction or at least interest in the man. All right. So it's your boy, Miles Cunningham. Hope you got something from this video. Hope you're having a great day. Be good to yourself. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace.